I miss you all. I really miss you when I got in, right? This energy level, this appreciation, throughout my teaching career. I always remember the name of this man. I really feel for you from the core of my heart. Okay, the story. There was an architect. Okay, there was an architect, and he had done a great job in a company. Now he had built beautiful buildings and he was about to retire. Now his manager said, "My dear friend, you have done so much for the company, but before you are leaving, I request you, I want you to build another building. Last work which I would want you to do for the company. And I am telling you that you have the liberty to use the choicest of materials, the best, the most expensive materials you can ever think of. And you can, the manager said, you use marble for flooring, for washroom, everything. You can, we are so, like, I just want you to make a building which will become a masterpiece. And then he started working. Now he had done a great job. But then you know what he thought? I retired. Now there won't be any accountability. So you know what he did? This time he used the most shoddy material he could ever think of. He did not use the raw material which he could have. He did not try to improvise a good building, which he was expected to do so. And he didn't even monitor the building. He didn't even, he actually did not give his best. And needless to say, what came was a very, very shoddy work. A very bad building, very poorly constructed, very poor materials. A building which would have not much longevity. Now, he gave it to, he made it and he passed it over, handed over it to the manager. Now, what happened was that now he was about to retire and he was celebrating the farewell party. Now, the manager started speaking very highly of this man. My dear friend, you've done a great job for the company and I'm really grateful to you. We cannot pay you back in any way. But before you leave, I want to tell you how much we feel indebted to you, including the company. And as a token of our love, you know what he did? He gave the keys of the building. This is a parting gift to you from the company. And the man was pale because throughout his life he had made beautiful buildings, exquisite masterpieces. And then he was asked to make a masterpiece. He thought, makaan to koi aur mein rahega. और nobody will ask me, accountability तो है नहीं कोई, अब तो हम रिटायर हो जाएंगे. तो जब उसको लगा, ओह काश मैंने अच्छी बिल्डिंग बनाई होती, तो आज मैं ओनर होता. I would have been an owner of a masterpiece. लेकिन मैंने एक खराब बिल्डिंग बनाई क्योंकि वो दूसरे के लिए जानी थी. मुझे नहीं पता था कि मुझे मिलनी थी. Oh my God, मैं कितना मिलियनेयर हो जाता. Mother सोचो कि there was no limit to the money he could have spent. And then he felt he was a changed man. He realized what I always say, that heaven and hell are right here. You get back what you give to the world. What goes out comes back to you. We don't feel this law because we are so caught up in the rat race. We want to have greater grades, more marks. We want to outstrip and outshine our friends, and we want to make a difference. Now, if the story has not created much ripple, I will tell you another story. Please give me a ear. There was a lady. She was a very pious lady. She used to give a plate of chapati and food, food for one man or one person every day to a man who used to come to a house. This man used to knock the door. He was like a saint. Okay, के जीवन यापन करते थे कि बाय यूज टू दैट एवरीबॉडी knows. तो वो जब आते थे then she used to give this food and when he used to leave he used to say one line, two lines. The good that you do remains with you and the bad that you do will come back to you. Okay. Now what happened? He used to come every day. Not this lady. One day she got bugged up. He said, "Yaar, zehar mila do. He'll die once and for all." And he won't come to me. So she was about to poison the food when देखिए हमारे अंदर एक शैतान होता है, एक भगवान भी होता है. Then the divine intelligence started taking the better of her. Something within her said, "Don't do that. Don't do that." And therefore she did not poison the food. अब आप आगे सुनो. Her husband had gone abroad for some work, and he had not responded to her letters and all, and he had not been. There was no trace of his husband. Now she was very, very tense because her husband had not written to her, and there was no trace of her husband. That very evening, what happened? She had a knock at the door, and as she opened the door, she saw a very famished. बहुत ही कंगाल कहते हैं ना, बहुत ही वो कहना चाहिए very sick kind of a man, and it was a husband. You know, her husband returned after a long time, and when she opened the door, she was so happy, and then she asked, "Whereabouts? Where were you?" He said, "I've gone abroad and I have taken money. I spent all the money in gambling and smoking and drinking and all this stuff. And there was a good soul. He gave me money to come back to India. And I had no money even to provide for. I was about to die. I was famished. But I was coming to your colony. I met a first saintly figure. He was about to eat his food, and he saw my plight, and he gave his food. Said, 'Hey, I think you need food more than I do.' And he gave me food, and he started describing, and who was that man, the name friend who comes. And he said, 'You see, I've eaten that food, and because of this food, I'm alive.' What did she think? If she would have poisoned the food, her husband would have been a dead man. If you think ill of others, you think that they're not watching out, they can't see. आप जो दूसरे के लिए करते हैं वो वापस आते हैं. Friends, I'm not here to give you any lecture or sermon or discourse. मैंने आपको, I'm telling you this is from the book of my life. आपकी जो जीवन की स्थिति है, you are responsible. If you feel that life has been unjust to you, you have to look back in your own life. आप दे क्या रहे हैं? आप yes. What is not fair? Sorry, I can't hear you. I can't understand. Everybody.
Are you saying that wherever we are at the moment, we are somewhere responsible?
Not somewhere.
Very directly.
Not 101%. Well, it's your problem. It's your opinion. Not problem. It's your opinion. Well, no. It is that. See. If you don't believe in the law of karma, it's your problem. Law of karma is inviolable. I would like to tell you another story. Bhish Pitamaha. He was sleeping on the. You allow me to speak? Yes. Story? Yeah. This is story. Okay. Well, whatever I am today. One question my students ask me every time. How can I maintain the smile? And very few times you see me losing the cool. And even when I scold, you see that smile back after some time. You see that. The quality of my life is a result of my quality of my action. Now how do you know about your past birth? Maybe that shows. Yeah. So you don't believe that doesn't mean that it's not true. Facts don't cease to exist because they're ignored. If you become like an ostrich, you bury your head under the sand and you try to close your eyes.
Is that is very convenient to say whatever I am now, this is what I have done, and I am pretty happy.
If you are happy, no problem. If you are if you are happy, sorry.
Is that not a very convenient thing to say now?
What?
I am not speaking for myself when I speak here.
No, you tell me what you're trying to speak.
If I use your thing, I am pretty happy with my life.
Okay.
Which means I must have been a noble saint in my previous birth.
Not noble thing. Not noble thing. You might have done good here.
Yes, and I'm not speaking for myself. But I can give you stories of people who have never deserved what is happening to them.
Okay.
I will not accept it.
Now, I will tell you. Okay. Okay. Now, let's do counting in just a second. Just a second. If I could just... No, just a second. Please allow me to speak. No, we keep trying to say that life is unjust and people get what they don't deserve. Now, let me tell you something. Yes. For you, please give me your ears. Please, if you talk about suicide, I will listen. I have always said one thing from the book of my life, my dear friends. Success, if you talk about success, those who have got who didn't deserve. If you remember one quote I have always spoken in the beginning of my classes. Success cannot be pursued. It has to ensue. People who work for Nobel Prizes seldom get Nobel Prizes. And those who get Nobel Prizes don't work for Nobel Prizes. You say that some people have got what they don't deserve. Okay. No. Let me tell you, Jika, let me listen so much. Let me see, I'm enjoying the lecture. I'm really enjoying because for the first time you're participating. Let me see a dialogue. Let it not be a monologue today. Right. Look, let me speak. Allow me to speak. I am saying that success cannot be pursued, it has to ensue. It doesn't matter. Now I will bring another point. Law of karma. There is two worlds or gen. Seen world, unseen world. Seen world is governed by law of karma, and unseen world is governed by law of grace. There is somebody who's actually controlling the entire world. God is generator, operator, and destroyer. Whether you give it a name or not, it doesn't make any difference. Now, those people whom you feel they don't deserve by law of karma, I'm sure they deserve by law of grace. How? I have always said from the book of my life, success cannot be pursued. If you work for more marks, you will not get more marks. You know why? Because I believe you need to have blessings of three entities. Ma, Mahatma, and Paramatma. Just a second, you allow me to speak, because if you want to be a daughter today, then you know it's a bad, because I want to share the experience of my life. You allow me to speak, I will give you a chance to speak as well. I'm trying to say, I have used this example many a times. You know, I'll tell you something. My auntie's son, he was not going to study. Uncle died, and I'm telling you, my next door neighbor. And he was bad in studies, but he respects his mother like God. And he met me. He started treating me like his guru. He used to call me Bibi. I used to teach him, I used to teach him English, okay, 11, 12. And I used to share some good principles that you try to do something good. And he was always ready to help other people in need. If he had 10 rupees, 5 rupees he used to give to the person who is going. And something, I will like to tell you, not stories, Jen. I will tell you stories from my experience.
Everyone dying in Ethiopia was a racist in the previous life.
Sorry?
Everyone dying in Ethiopia deserved it.
Of course they deserve it. Please. You can actually leave the class, and from tomorrow onwards, when I speak on 5 minutes, you can leave the class. You must tell from my
The girls get raped.
Please, no, you not ready to listen. Yes. Well, they definitely deserve it.
Take care of everything. We don't need to eat people.
Okay, you can leave the class. I'm not, this time is, it's not up to me at all, because I know that some people are so dogmatic, they're not ready to listen. He's not ready to think of the past verse. Christians and Muslims, it is said they don't believe in transmigration of souls. And you read Brian Litt, a lady Catherine, she was scared of water. She had some problem. And he put her into psychoanalysis. And he found that 80 years before, she had died drowned in water. I tell you, Brian Litt, a Christian man, he believes in law of karma. He believes in transmigration of souls. I believe it. No, you don't believe. You don't want to accept it, but life is not unjust. Life is not unjust. I was trying to tell you Bhish Pitame. He was lying on the Shaiya, you know, and he asked Lord Krishna, भाई हमने तो किसी के साथ बुरा नहीं किया, हमारे साथ तो क्यों हो रहा है? तो उन्होंने कहा भीष्म पितामह, आप अपने 73वें वर्ष को जरा अगर आपको मैं दिखाऊं, तो एक छोटा सा कीड़ा था, वो पेड़ पे चढ़ रहा था और आपने उसको कांटे से भोंक के मार दिया था। अब आपने अच्छा काम भी किया, तो आपको 72 वर्ष तक आपने उसको अच्छे काम का आपने फल होगा। जो आपने बुरा किया तो आज आपको शैया पे लेना पड़ेगा। The thing is, if you do 5 good things and 2 bad things, ऐसा नहीं होता कि 5 minus 2 equal to 3 हो जाएगा। 5 का अच्छा मिलेगा, 3 का बुरा मिलेगा। So this is the law of karma which is inviolable. That means if he doesn't believe in God, that's for sure. God is a ruthless. He is a demon who is ready to torture his children. Or God is going in a cure. He doesn't believe in law of karma and he doesn't believe in law of grace. Please give me your ears. You can react later. या तो God law of karma नहीं है, everything is unorganized. जिसको जो मिल रहा है ऐसे ही मिल जा रहा है, okay? और या तो भगवान एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता. No, he doesn't believe in either of them. So that's why I feel that he's not ready to listen to there could be something which he doesn't know. He feels what he knows is the ultimate reality. But I'm trying to tell you, the law of karma is inviolable. Inviolable. Now, one day I will write a book, and there, in that book, I will not write these stories. I will write stories from the book of my life. And I tell you, I love karma. Now we'll come to the main point. The entire discussion was hijacked. Friends, you give me a ears. I wanted to tell you that life is a reflection of projection. I've seen my students, many of them, getting sadistic pleasure in seeing other people sad. आपको पता है मैंने आज क्यों वहाँ पर बोला? I was not going to speak, but I spoke. Can you give Manish and Aditya, if you are not interested, you can also hear. तब से आप बात की जा रहे हैं. मनीष आप भी तब से स्माइल कर रहे हैं. शायद एप्लीकेबल हो बेटा. लाइफ में शायद कभी ये बातें याद है क्योंकि अब जो बोलने जा रही हूँ, that's not the main story. That's not the main story. You know how I begin my lecture? I begin my lecture in section B telling that I will take presentations and I would not allow unnecessary drilling. Now I was told that there is a law. There is a law that if you drill more, you'll get added marks. You know what I spoke there? I said I don't know what this law. But if it's a law, I refuse to abide by it because I am the head of Department of Pol Science. Which law permits students to, teachers to derive or students to derive statistic pleasure? You're drilling somebody, going on drilling. You make the other person cry and you started smiling. I reacted to that, and you know what I spoke? I told them. I was just in Satsang, also was there. Also knows it. He is evidence for this, what I am going to speak now. I said I was told a breakup. I was judging Victor, this grade and Dhruv. These people, see Anand, I think spoke so well. I did not ask questions. I was told by him, ma'am, you should ask questions. If you don't ask questions, they get 5 out of 5. I said I am ready to give them 5 out of 5 because they deserve it. Why should you grill unnecessarily? For the sake of grilling. I don't believe it. You may agree with me or agree to disagree. And he knows. He won, this team won. Because they were so good. I as a teacher thought I am there to appreciate. I am not there to grill and make my students feel uncomfortable like cats and hot bricks. इतना ग्रिल कर लो कि उनका मोरल खत्म हो जाए और आप उनको रुला के I've seen students coming after presentation crying. Friends, I'm not training my guns at any teacher. Every child seems to be different, and I spoke in section B telling them that friends don't get. Every dog has his day. Remember this. Every dog has his day. और मैंने देखिए स्माइल वापस आ गई क्योंकि I can't remain like this. वो स्माइल वही नेचुरल स्टेट है. I quoted a कवि ऐसे कमल तुम्हारा दिन है. कमल तुम्हारा दिन है और कुमुद लिली रात में खिलता है, कमल दिन में खिलता है. कमल तुम्हारा दिन है, कुमुद यामिनी तुम्हारी. कोई हताश क्यों हो, आरती समान सबकी बारी. किसी को आप बड़ा मजा आ रहा है, आप you will get it back very very shortly. और भाई आपकी भी attention आता है कि भाई आजकल जो है ना people that you are good है, you want to make this life That's what I put my foot down. Okay? And I said, told them a story, another story. A teacher asked the class students to write a list of 20 people they hated the most. You know? And there was a boy who gave an empty paper. And something was very interesting. His name was not present in any of the lists. He did not hate anybody, so he was not hated by anybody. If you send positive vibrations to your friends, you will get that back. If you give negativity, you will get negativity back. Friends, there are two kinds of people I read. One who make people happy wherever they go. Others who make people happy wherever they go. कुछ लोग होते हैं जिनके लिए आप इंतजार करते हो कब जाएंगे ये. Toxic people. Toxins पता क्या होते हैं? Negativity के. Criticize, belittle, smug. आप उनकी प्रेजेंस में हैवी फील करते हैं. जब देखिएगा इस समय अपने जीवन की किताब से आई एम नॉट हियर टू टेल स्टोरीज. ओके, इफ ही डजंट लाइक इट आई डोंट माइंड. आई कैन टेल यू फ्रॉम द बुक ऑफ माय लाइफ. कुछ लोग होते हैं आपको बड़ा हैवी लगने लगता है. आप किस कैटेगरी में होना चाहते हैं कि पीपल वेट फॉर योर प्रेजेंस कि आप कब आएंगे, या पीपल वेट कि कब आप जाएंगे. जिंदगी में फ्रेंड्स एवरीथिंग इज हियर. आई एम टेलिंग यू दिस बिकॉज this is the life I've lived. I'm a qualified teacher. I don't know Gita, Ram, Krishna, Manas. I don't know anything. But I know one thing, friends. I know one thing, that God is there. And I would like to tell you something which will perhaps bring a smile. Please see two tables. When you were a kid, you studied tables, various tables. Now please watch out for two tables. How do you do it? 8 into 1 is equal to 8. 8 into 2 is equal to
16.
16. 1 plus 6 is equal to
7.
8 into 3 is equal to
24. 6.
2 plus 4 is equal to 6. 8 into 4 is equal to 32.
5.
3 plus 2 is equal to 5. 8, 7, 6, 5. 8 into
5.
5
40.
is equal to 40. 4 plus 0 is equal to 4. What do you see? Going down. Now please see another paper. I don't like this blue pen because I don't know that. Let me see if I can move that pen. Okay, I don't have to. You see the table line? See table line? 9 into 1 is equal to 9. 9 into 2 is equal to 18. 1 plus 8 is equal to
9.
9 into 3 is equal to 27. 2 plus 7 is equal to 9. 9 into 4 is equal to 36. 3 plus 6 is equal to 9. 9 into 5 is equal to 45. 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. 9 into 6 is equal to 54.
4 plus 1.
5 plus 4 is equal to 9. What am I saying here? Friends, the table of 8 represents the worldly past, and the table of 9 represents God. You see, look around you. You see the world become daddy. Very good friends will become foe. दादी एक दूसरे को देख नहीं पाते हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि ये दुनिया है, बदलती रहती है और मुझसे गिरती. You can't get that pleasure. But God is like table 9. He is like table 9 constant. 9 will remain 9. God is always there for you. If you look up to Him, He will never disappoint you. If you put your faith in Him, He'll be there. He is the best buddy you can have. He is the best partner. And if you make Him your partner, you will not subject to the law of diminishing return. I always give the example of Barbie dolls. You know, Barbie dolls they were very close to the hearts of young girls. And now if somebody gives you Barbie dolls, it's worth to a penny. My nephew is very fond of a train, electric train, she can just fix it and everything up. But when he grows up, it loses value. Bird is like this. But if you take the spiritual path, this path will always, God will remain constant with you. He will be there, and God comes in life only by invitation. God is for those who believe in Him, because God is faith, and you can't test and question faith. And for philosophers who don't believe in God, somebody said, philosophers of falsafi को बहस के अंदर खुदा मिलता नहीं, फलसफी को बहस के अंदर खुदा मिलता नहीं, और डोर सुलझा रहा है पर सिरा मिलता नहीं. And I'll tell you something, if you reference to all my students, something before I passed, there was a man who did not believe in God. So he wrote on he actually didn't believe in God, so he wrote on his ceiling. पूरे घर में से पता क्या लिखा? God is nowhere. God is nowhere. Everywhere he goes. आपको पता है वो लॉर्ड क्या है? क्या लिखा था?
God is nowhere.
God is nowhere.
कब लौट के आता?
God is nowhere. The answer is good. God is nowhere. And two stories. Well, I'd like to tell you before I pass one day snow. Friends, Ramakrishna Paramhansa. He met a priest who didn't believe in God. Yes? They not joined.
W went from here to there. Now why did S and now join to make snow and W? Why only?
I
The last story was Anand. Now this story it's a story for you. You ask this question of a Ramakrishna Paramhansa, he was a die-hard believer in God, and he met a person who didn't believe in God. So, he said, I will have a discourse and I'll prove today God does not exist. And he started speaking, he gave very many arguments, God doesn't exist, God doesn't exist. And Ramakrishna Paramhansa was saying, very good, very nice. And he did have sound. After he proved that God does not exist. Now this man says, I can't understand. I've pulled the rug under your feet, you are a devout man. And मैंने prove कर दिया कि God doesn't exist. You think, very good. You know what he replied? I see God flowing through your logic. Thank you. If you have got